Hello everyone. Welcome to the Improve English Daily podcast. Here we will have an exciting chat with special guests about various topics that are definitely related to our daily lives. Today's topic is especially relevant to those struggling to master a new language, especially English. Well, the topic is my struggle to learn English. Who here feels that the journey of learning English is not easy? I think there are a lot of them, because I also experienced the same thing. But don't worry, because we will discuss this with our guest today, who has an exciting story about her struggle to learn English. Please welcome Lucy.
Hi, George. Hi, everyone. Wow, I'm so happy to be invited here.
I'm also happy that you could come, Lucy. How are you?
Okay, George. But honestly, I'm a bit nervous. Podcasts are different from regular chats, right?
Take it easy, Lucy. Just think of this as a casual chat in a coffee shop. By the way, can you introduce yourself to our listeners first?
Okay. I'm Lucy. I work at a tech startup in Jakarta. I use English quite often, especially for presentations or communicating with foreign clients. But trust me, my journey to being able to speak English was full of drama.
Wow, that's really interesting. This is a topic that many people experience, right? Now, before we go any deeper, I'm curious. In your opinion, why is learning English important?
In my opinion, English is a kind of universal key. We can open up many opportunities, from careers to education to entertainment. But behind that, it's still not easy to master, especially if you're not used to it from a young age.
I totally agree, Lucy. I also have a similar experience. By the way, when did you start to feel that English was really important in your life?
For me, the turning point was when I was in college. There was a group assignment with foreign students, and I could only say hello and thank you. So embarrassing, George.
Wow, I can imagine. I used to watch movies. I wanted to understand without subtitles, but I never understood the dialogue. So frustrating.
I've been through that too. Where did you end up learning, George? Tutoring or self-study?
At first, I took tutoring. But then I realized that learning by yourself with daily practice is more effective. What about you?
I also started with tutoring, but in the end, I learned a lot from the internet. Sometimes I practice talking to myself in front of the mirror, like a crazy person.
Wow, that's a great trick. But seriously, speaking of tutoring, do you think it's important to take tutoring?
It's important for the basics, but you shouldn't rely on it completely. Because if you only take lessons but don't practice, the results are useless. Do you agree?
Absolutely. I feel that practice is the key, especially if you can chat directly with someone fluent in English.
That's right. Have you ever said the wrong thing when chatting with foreigners?
Oh, often. I once said I'm boring when I meant I'm bored. They immediately laughed, like, oh, so you're boring?
I've made mistakes too. At that time I said, can you borrow me your pen? It should have been, can you lend me your pen? They were really confused, George.
By the way, Lucy, do you prefer learning through books, movies, or songs?
Songs. Because the lyrics are easy to remember. I used to really like Taylor Swift's songs. What about you?
I prefer movies. For movies, I learned idioms, accents, and pronunciation.
What's your favorite accent?
British, very elegant. What about you?
I prefer the American accent. It's more relaxed. But honestly, I really want to be able to do the Australian accent.
Well, that's really hard. But it's fun if you can do it. Do you have any funny experiences when you practice speaking English?
Yes. When I practiced in front of the mirror, I said, she sells seashells. But it got messy. My roommates laughed when they heard me say it.
That's a really hard tongue twister. In the past, I often made mistakes with my intonation, so it came across as angry.
George, do you have any tips on how not to be afraid of making mistakes when speaking?
I have some tips. 1. Assume that people won't judge you. 2. If you make a mistake, just make it a laughing matter. And 3. Focus on communication, not grammar. What about you?
I'll add, just keep practicing, even in front of a mirror. Plus, watch YouTube channels of people who speak English.
Totally agree. But I'm curious, was there a most embarrassing moment you had while learning English?
I once had an embarrassing moment. During a presentation in front of a client, I said budget, but it sounded like bad jet. They all laughed, George.
Wow, that was embarrassing but funny. I also once, when I was at a restaurant, I asked for water, but my accent sounded like butter.
But that's where we learn. George, do you have any fun ways to learn vocabulary?
I like playing games like Scrabble or word search. What about you?
I like using the flashcards app. It's also fun to pass the time.
Lucy, I feel like this topic is really fun and never-ending. But our time is limited. Before we close, do you have any message for listeners who are struggling to learn English?
Yes. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Enjoy the process and never give up. Remember, everyone starts from zero.
Wow, that's a great message. Thank you very much, Lucy, for sharing here.
You're welcome, George. Thanks also for inviting me to chat.
All right, guys. That was our casual chat about the struggles of learning English. Hopefully, it can inspire you all. See you in the next episode, and keep up the spirit of learning. Bye. Urge. Urge means to strongly encourage, push, or persuade someone to do something. Example. The teacher urged her students to study harder for the upcoming exams. Huge. Huge means very large in size, amount, or degree. Example. Winning the championship was a huge achievement for the team. Tidy. Tidy means neat, organized, or well-arranged. It can refer to keeping things clean or putting them in order. Example. Her workspace is always tidy, with everything in its place. Heavy. Heavy means involving great effort or difficulty. Example. This job involves heavy labor and long hours. Lighter. Lighter is the comparative form of the adjective light. It can refer to something that weighs less. Example. After losing some weight, I feel a lot lighter.
Thank you for watching. To improve your English skills, don't forget to practice every day. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, and comment.